Hey guys, what's up? It's Court and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then hello, I'm Courtney and I do makeup, fashion and travel videos here on YouTube. So today I created this smoky, grungy kind of look here, and I actually created my own lip today. I used 3 lip products to create this, so I feel like you should stick around just to see this mess. I'm going to keep this intro short and sweet because all the long intros, they never literally, who likes long intros? Not me, unless it's you actually telling me about something, which I'm not going to do because I have nothing new to announce. So please don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and also like this video if you like the video, of course. And if you want to see me create this look right here, then just keep watching. So I've already done my brows and primed my eyelids, so as usual for my brows I just used the Precisely My Brow in the shade 3, and to prime my lids I used the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer in the shade Fair Clair, and to blend that out I just use my finger. I just think it gives more of a tacky base rather than if you use a beauty blender it can take a lot of the product away. So the first shade that I'm going to go in with is from the NYX Ultimate Brights palette, and I'm just going to use that bright purple shade, and on my Nancy eye crease brush I'm just going to pack that all around and under the crease. I'm not worrying about blending just yet. I'm just going in like patting and swiping motions just to pack the colour on the crease. Now on this smaller brush from my unicorn brush collection, I'm just going to take the shade Dominatrix from the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette, and I'm going to focus that right in the crease, just to deepen it up. I'm just using like circular and swiping motions to get this right in there. And as you can see it just deepens that crease a little bit more. Now taking that same brush with the purples, I'm going to go back in with a purple shade and just blend the two together using circular motions. And it doesn't matter if this comes quite far down onto your lid because we're going to completely cover the lid in a purple shade anyway. Now the crease is pretty dark. I'm just going to take the lighter purple shade in the Ultimate Brights palette and just tap that ever so slightly along the edge of the darker purple shade we had already laid down, just so you can ever so slightly see it peeking over the side. I don't want to bring this too high up. I'm mainly focusing it on top of that purple shade, just so we have a nicer transition for the next colour we are going to apply. Now taking the Morphe 35O palette, I'm going to take the darkest red shade on the same brush, just the crease brush, and just tap that over the top, mainly focusing on the outer corner. Tapping that over the top of that lighter purple. And this should create a really nice blended colour transition. So focusing it more to come out on the outer corner, and then just take it over the top of the purples on the inner corner. Then using the same brush again, of course, we're going to take that orange shade, the brightest orange shade in the Morphe 35O, and the same deal, pack that just over the top of that red and just bringing it out that tiny little bit more. It's looking a little bit crazy and unblended right now, but don't worry, we're getting to that very shortly. I'm going to take the shade Charm from the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette. And again, same brush. Just gonna lay that right on the outer corner and bring it in. On the outer corner you should see it more. On the inner corner you should only just see it peeking over the top of the other shades. Now we have all of the colours laid down. Now it's time to blend the outer edge. I'm going to take the Stay Gold brush from the Urban Decay Kristen Leanne palette. I'm just going to ever so gently, like barely touching it, rub that over the edge. I'm like just doing this so gently. You can even pat if you find that easier. Now you don't need to worry about blending this bottom half just yet, because obviously later on after we've done our base makeup we will connect that to the bottom lash. Bottom lash? Lower lash line. I'm going to take another brush from my Unicorn collection and I'm just going to go in really light circular motions over the edge. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the lightest yellow shade in the Ultimate Brights palette and I'm actually going to blend with that. I have brought this eyeshadow up quite high, like it's pretty much touching my eyebrow, but I wanted like a nice smoky kind of, almost like a full sunset. So I'm just going to take a flat brush. This is the brush from the After Dark palette with Urban Decay, and I'm going to take the shade Androgyny from the Androgyny palette. I'm just going to pop that all over the lid. I'm also going to just blend that purple ever so slightly up into the red, and take the red, blend it ever so slightly up, and do the same on the other eye. On a different flat brush, so I'm going to take the one from my Unicorn brushes, I'm going to take the shade Frosting from the Androgyny palette. Again, just pack that shade all over the brush and just pop that right in the centre of the lid. It just gives that purple just a little bit of a shimmer. I'm going to layer it twice. Now what I'm going to do, because it's gone so far up to my eyebrow, I'm just going to take a little flat brush and a tiny bit of concealer. Actually use that just to carve out my eyebrow just a tiny bit. Now it's just created a little bit more space, because I don't think I've got a lot of lid space as it is, so I just like to create a little bit more of a gap between them, so then I don't look just like my eyes are like real short. I'm just going to take my Benefit Bad Girl Bang mascara and apply this all over my top lashes. Okay, I think we're ready for the base. So I'm actually going to go and do my base off camera just to save us some time, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I'm back. My base is done. I pretty much did my usual routine using the usual things. That's why I didn't record it, because my routine kind of hasn't changed. All that I used was the LA Girl Pro Coverage foundation in the shade Fair, the Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline in the shade Fair Claire, and then for contour I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation stick in the shade Mink, and then for bronzer I just used the Revolution bronzer. As usual, the same as how you would have seen me apply this all before. Let's do our lower lash lines. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to take this like angled liner brush from Real Techniques, and I'm going to go back in with that shade Dominatrix. I'm going to actually tap off any excess, so I don't want this to get everywhere. And what I'm going to do is, I should have probably sat like this the whole time, look down like tilt my head down, not just look down. I'm going to try and get this as close to the waterline as possible. Now the reason you want to swipe off the excess a bit here is because you do not want any fallout sticking to your base. Then I'm going to take this is actually a paintbrush, but you know, this is actually a major brush in the size 2. I'm going to take a little bit of the NYX Lip Lingerie in the shade, is this one Teddy? Yeah, Teddy. I'm just going to take a tiny bit on this brush. Literally such a small amount. I'm going to put that in my waterline. I mean, you can skip this step or you can use like an actual brown liner, but I don't have one. So I've actually become a fan of using lipstick on my eyes. See the difference? It just helps to smoke everything else out a little bit more. So now I'm going to take this small brush that we used to pack on the darkest shade in our lid, and I'm going to take the purple shade from the Ultimate Brights palette, and I'm going to tap that right underneath. This brush isn't working in that area, so scrap that. I'm actually going to take the Urban Decay Naked brush thing. Because I always find flat brushes are so much easier to use on the lower lash line, because you can kind of swipe them underneath your lashes. I'm just going to take that and put it right underneath that brown. Just using the same exact colours as before. So I'm just going to take the red shade from the Morphe 45L and tap that underneath, but also right over top, using the same technique as we used on the upper lid. I'm actually going to skip the orange on the lower lash line because I don't want to bring this down too far. So then I'm just going to take a clean, make sure it's clean because you're working on your nice brightened under eyes. I feel like I need a little bit more bronzer, I can't even lie. I'm just going to take a clean fluffy brush. I'm going to take that shade Charm, which is like the mustard yellow from the Androgyny palette, tap off the excess. I'm just going to blend that lower lash line. Make sure you start on the outer corner with this, because you're using a bigger brush, and drag it in. And this should also give you a nice smoked out outer corner. I'm going to go in with a smaller fluffy brush. I'm just going to use this one again. I'm just going to go in circular motions over the top of that purple shade, just to try and diffuse it out a little bit so the line isn't as harsh, because obviously it looks nice when your eyes are like this and closed, but when you look up you kind of have like a line. I'm actually going to use the orange and the red shade mixed together from the Morphe palette to clear up that line a little bit. I'm not going to wear lashes for this look because I do not have any glue right now. And I don't really trust any cheap ones over here, and I forgot to grab some from Sephora yesterday when I was in there, so we're having to go natural lashes for a bit, which I don't mind because this Bad Girl Bang mascara is pretty damn good. In person, like on camera, it looks like there's literally like a circle here, but in person it's pretty blended, so I don't really get that. I hate doing my lower lashes because like I actually have to look away, like out of the camera. Because you have to put your head down. Like, how does anyone do their lower lashes like this? I'm actually going to add a little bit more bronzer because I just feel like I'm not bronzed enough. And I don't... This concealer, for some reason it's not drying down. So I'm actually going to grab some setting spray. I'm going to finish my bronzer first. I'm just going to add a little bit more. I just feel like I haven't got enough on, to be honest. That's better. Give me some shape to this circle moon head. And some actual colour back into my face. So I don't just look like I've covered my whole face in concealer. This is the Dewy Finish by NYX. Oh god, that's so nice and cold. I'm just gonna waft my face dry, press that in. I just highlighted my entire face and realised that I wasn't even filming. So, as usual, I just used my Morphe R36 brush and my Ofra Nikki Tutorials Glazed Donut, and I just literally took that over the high points of my face, and then with just a small brush, I think this one is from Technic, I just went in my inner corners, my brow bones, my little nods and my cupid's bow, which is probably why my cupid's bow is looking a little bit like the Tin Man right now, but it's fine. For lips, I'm actually gonna, I'm kind of undecided, so I think I'm gonna mix the Ofra Long Lasting Liquid Lip in the shade Venice with the NYX Lip Lingerie in the shade Teddy. And the reason I don't want to just use this on its own is because, I don't know, but somewhere along the line I feel like they changed something in the Lip Lingerie formula. When they first came out, they were literally the best lipsticks, like liquid lips I'd ever tried, and now they're just really dry and cracky, and I'm sorry, but I can't get with that. So I'm actually gonna take a little bit on the back of my hand. Look at that foundation. For some reason, it oxidizes really bad on my hand, but it doesn't on my face. Don't get it. So I'm actually gonna take a little bit of Teddy on the back of my hand. And then I'm going to take some Venice next to it. Just a tiny bit. Now, because this formula is for lips, I'm actually going to, I'm kind of undecided. So I think I'm going to mix the Ofra Long Lasting Liquid Lip in the shade Venice with the NYX Lip Lingerie in the shade Teddy. And the reason I don't want to just use this on its own is because, I don't know, but somewhere along the line I feel like they changed something in the Lip Lingerie formula. When they first came out, they were literally the best lipsticks, like liquid lips I'd ever tried, and now they're just really dry and cracky, and I'm sorry, but I can't get with that. So I'm actually gonna take a little bit on the back of my hand. Look at that foundation. For some reason, it oxidizes really bad on my hand, but it doesn't on my face. Don't get it. So I'm actually going to take a little bit of Teddy on the back of my hand. And then I'm going to take some Venice next to it. Just a tiny bit. Now, because this formula is so nice, I'm hoping it will make this one a bit nicer. Hope being the main word there. And I'm going to take a lip brush. This is a lip brush from... It's not a lip brush, it's a detailer brush, but I use it for my lips. This is a detailer brush from Real Techniques. I'm just going to mix those two together. I also really like using a brush for my lips because you don't have to line your lips. You're just painting a nice set on. I want lip fillers so bad. Cries. I've got kind of uneven lips, so I just really want it just to even them out. But I just feel like autumn's kind of a matte season, you know? But I really wish I could just throw on a gloss over the top of this. Shall I just do it? Just in the middle, I'm going to do it. Sorry, I'm just a glossy lip gal, so I'm actually going to take just a bit on the back of my hand. This is Goals by Dose of Colours. The best lip gloss ever that I've ever tried anyway. I'm mixing it in a bit with that shade. Look at the state of my hand. With that shade. I'm just going to pop it in the middle. The last touch that I just want to add, just to finish this look off, is just a few little false freckles. So I'm going to zoom you in again and show you how I'm going to do this. So I'm actually going to take that same paintbrush, the major brushes, into Teddy. Because this is a nice brown shade, I'm hoping it'll look nice as freckles. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. And then I'm going to just wipe off the excess of that lipstick on my leg, because that's just what we do. I'm going to take that shade Dominatrix from the Androgyny palette. I'm just going to add a few of those in around, just so there's a few like different tones of freckle going on in there. I'm actually going to take this contour brush and pat, do not swipe, because you will swipe this all over your face, and just dab over the top so they kind of get pushed into the skin. Can you just see how they go more faded and they just end up looking a little bit more natural? As natural as full freckles can look. It's so funny because I actually have freckles naturally, as you would have probably noticed earlier. They've got a lot worse this year because it's hot over here. But like, I hate my natural freckles. They literally go up to like my eyelids and I don't understand. So I'm just dabbing over the top of them just to set them into my face a little bit. And obviously this still has a bit of excess bronzer on, but it's not enough to keep the pigment, so it's actually just got some powder residue remnants inside, and that will just set and lock the lipstick into place. Is there more on one side than the other? It doesn't really matter too much. Freckles aren't meant to be the same, right? Let's zoom out. Whoa, too far. Okay, and that is the finished look. Whew. How long did that take me? Probably forever. Oops. It's like 1,000 degrees in here. I can't wait to put my aircon on. Oh my god. I am literally covered in lipstick right now. I don't know why I put this one up. I've got nothing on this one. Look at the state. But let me know what you think of the look. I think it turned out pretty well. Like, I like the lips. I think I made a really nice lip colour. So, you know, if you don't have the shade that you want, don't be afraid to make your own. I kind of think that the faux freckles pulled the look together a little bit more. I think it kind of just made my face look a lot less washed out. I didn't use blush today, so I think maybe that's why I look a lot more washed out than usual. Usually you've seen me do it, I put blush all over my cheeks and on my nose, so I've lost a lot of colour just by not doing that, but I feel like my bronzer is kind of like pinky corally, and I just don't think that would look good with this look, so I just kind of left it out. So I just feel like them false freckles really pulled this look together. The eyes I really like. I wish I had eyelashes, or I wish I had eyelash glue. I have eyelashes, but apart from that, I actually think it looks pretty nice. I haven't used this palette in so long, so I think this looks kind of just, it's got me inspired, to be honest. Like, I was thinking about it the other day, I was like, oh, I haven't used that in a long time, and let's just look at the colour story. So I want to so today obviously I've dabbled in over this side and like here. So I used Charm, Dominatrix, Androgyny, and did I use Fetish? I don't think I did. No, I didn't. So I just used this one, and this one. And frosting I used over the top of the lid. I really want to try just like an all over look with this military. I just that. These shades don't swatch very well. It's just like a nice army green. I'm thinking if I mix that again with the greens in here, I could create a really cool like army green like neutral look, and it'll look really cool. These two palettes work really well together. They even look good together. Look at that. But because the shades in here are a little bit like darker than, so like the yellow shade in here is just a bit darker than the two here. The blues in here are darker than the two here, and the same with the green, and the red actually, and the purples. So all these shades are like good shades to like smoke this palette out with, because these are obviously very bright shades. These ones help tone it down. So yeah, these work really well together. So if you have one of them, I recommend picking up the other, because it works really well to just blend with each other. And they actually perform really nicely with each other too. That is the end of this video. I feel like it was a lot longer than I intended it to be. I kind of wanted to just try and keep like a 10-15 minute mark on it, but knowing me, it's probably going to be 20 minutes again. So I'm sorry. You probably didn't make it this far. But I'm going to go and just chill. I'm actually going to go and edit this video right now, because I have nothing else to do with my evening. So, I hope you subscribe, I hope you like this video, and leave a comment down below to let me know what you think of this like grungy full look. I really like how it turned out, so let me know what you think. Also, let me know if you want me to create any looks using either of these palettes, even the Morphe palette. If you want me to create a look using any of these, then let me know down below. Suggest some colours that you'd like me to try and like use together. Even try and challenge me. Tell me to use like this red with a green, or the purple with, I don't know, a bright something. I don't know. I feel like most colours kind of go together, because that's just how I see the world. But yeah, I'm gonna go, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. That really didn't work. You can literally see me through the fingers. Bye guys!